Hello and welcome. If you're new to Warframe, you were probably dumped off at a screen that looks a lot like this and had no fucking idea what to do after your tutorial. So that's kind of what this is. First of all, what they don't tell you, up here you have a codex. Training. This will explain a lot to you. A lot of stuff can be explained just right here. Lots of basic stuff, what mods do, how damage works, sentinels, how crafting works. Dark sectors, PvP, clans, that stuff you could skip. Melee 2.0 you might want to take a look at, maybe, after a little while. But a lot of the basic stuff, like the very basic stuff, can just be handled right here. And get you a good grasp of the controls and all that kind of stuff. But, more importantly, is where the fuck do I go to do missions? Go to Mercury. Mercury will be your first planet that you will have to proceed through before you can continue on to the rest of the star map. And the more advanced, higher level missions. And you're going to start on Terminus, which is a normal extermination mission, which just means kill everybody. Real easy. And you're just going to want to keep progressing through. It's important to note that if you're trying to play with friends, your friends list is right here. And you can have, I think it's an unlimited number of friends, although I could be wrong on that. And beyond that, your goal at the very beginning is just to get to this node right here, Tolstoj, and kill Captain Vor. That is your very first goal. Other than that is to find a Warframe that you want and seek out and get that Warframe for yourself. For example, many of the bosses, not all of them, drop parts of your Warframe that you can build in the Foundry. Here, you can build pretty much everything in the game you're able to build. Weapons. Actually, I'm pretty sure that you can build more weapons than you are actually allowed to buy with real money. And if you want to look at a bunch of starter weapons that you might be able to go to from your very beginning gear, you'd go to blueprints, because if you go to primary weapons, you can buy a few things for credits, but a lot of it is platinum, which is your real money equivalent in this game. And my suggestions for if you're just looking to get a little bit of a head start and kind of just proceed very quickly without leveling up your base stuff very much, I would go with, where's it at? Oh, there it is, the Lex. Lex, really good sidearm, hits really hard. It's like a personal sized sniper rifle. In terms of normal primary weaponry, the Karak, if you want a weapon that is like your normal Bratton Mark 1, the Karak is really good for just a straight upgrade. Something a little bit more longer range, you're probably going to go to the Latron. A sniper type weapon is the bow, the Paris. So depending on what you like, those are all options. And if you really want a shotgun, you can actually just buy a Strun, and the Strun is alright. It's a good starter shotgun. But mainly, you're just going to want to work through and level up all your stuff. And this is probably what you're going to be looking at depending on what of the 3 frames you chose. My first frame was Excalibur, so I have him here. And each item in the game has its own individual level. Weapons you haven't used are unranked. Rank 1 if you've used them a little bit. They rank up periodically. Every item goes from 0 to 30. And when you go from 0 to 30, you get what's called mastery points, which up in the top left here, you can see my mastery rank 14. You'll start at 0, and whenever this blue bar fills up, you'll be able to take a rank test. You're going to want to rank up as much as you can. And there's if you take the test and you fail, you have to wait a day. Don't worry about it. If you fail a test, it's not a big deal. And aside from that, Warframes will give you 6,000 total mastery, and each individual weapon has a total of 3,000 mastery that you can get from it from going from 0 to 30. Now, on the importance of making your weapons better, a weapon's rank doesn't really mean a whole lot. Whenever you upgrade a weapon, your weapon won't get any better from just going from 0 to 30. It won't be any better than if it was level 0. You need mod cards. And mod cards can be acquired from enemies, just slaughtering enemies. Each enemy has its own little list that it will drop. And the further you progress, you can actually level cards up so that they do more for you. For example, this is a rank 6 Serration. So if I put this into my Bratton, it would do 105% more damage, which would obviously be very, very good for me. But since this Bratton is level 1, I have 1 mod point to use, which means I can't use any of these cards yet. Now, one thing though is that you can buy or craft little Orokin reactors. And if we go to equipment, we can get a better look at those. Reactors. Okay, reactors go inside of a Warframe, and they will double your mod points on a Warframe. And catalysts will go inside of any weapon that you choose. And those, every time that the developers of the game do a live stream, they will put on like a 24-hour alert, basically, that will allow you to get one of those 2 items generally. And the other thing that you can level up is a Sentinel and a Sentinel's weapon. Sentinels are like little buddies that fly around with you, and they have different special properties depending on the Sentinel. For example, Carrier here, he picks stuff up for you. From like a wide radius, he'll just grab things for you, while Death Cube will kill enemies that get very, very close to you with a laser. And they all come with their own special weapon. Carrier's happens to be a sweeper, which is a shotgun, but you can put any Sentinel weapon you have on him. But Sentinels are a little bit more advanced, and you probably won't have one for a little while. The important thing that you're going to want to take note of is if you look at the market and you go to Warframes and just general Warframes, just get a look. Giving yourself a goal is really important, and you're going to want to look at all the Warframes and pick one that you want to go for. Say if I wanted to get Trinity, for example. Trinity, I happen to know, comes from the boss on Phobos. You would farm that boss, get her blueprints, and then build her, and then you would have her. Now, the one catch, because this is a free-to-play game, is that whenever you go to equip a frame, you only have a certain amount of slots that you can put Warframes in. I believe you start with 2 or 3. And once you hit that slot cap, you have to buy more slots. But you can sell Warframes if you don't want them. Say if I started with Excalibur and I wanted to get rid of him, I would go to my inventory and just choose one and sell them. I'm not going to do that because I like having the Warframes, and that's just what I do. But whenever you start the game, you'll have 50 platinum, which is the real money equivalent. They just give that to you. My suggestion is to buy 2 weapon slots and 1 Warframe slot. Just to give yourself some breathing room and kind of have like open space to like sell and just organize your inventory basically. But that's just my suggestion. It's up to you to do whatever you would like with that 50 platinum. But right now, because this is in beta, there's not really a super advanced story. There are elements of a story in there that you can kind of piece together yourself. But the main thing is just partying up and running through missions and completing your star map and getting all the missions done and doing events when they pop up. Kind of just mission running, basically. And if you're looking at this video, I would assume you know, but this is a third-person game with melee and wall running elements and all that stuff. Also, it is very important to note that you can build pretty much everything in the game. Even if it's not like readily, like if you, for example, this is an example, if you go to weapons and you go to melee weapons, you'll see the, I'll try and find a good one, the Nakana. The Nakana is a katana weapon, and if you go to weapons and then melee blueprints, you won't see it anywhere here. You can't buy that blueprint. So what a lot of people originally think is that, oh, well, I can't get that weapon without paying real money. It's not true. it means that that weapon is just locked away somewhere else. Whether that's from a boss or from what I'm about to show you in my clan dojo is research. And I would highly advise anyone to join a clan, because whenever you join a clan, you have access to a lot of stuff. Oop. Wrong way. Which is to say research facilities. Like this one, where I can get many, many weapons. Many of these are actually not on the market at all to buy with real money. So lots of the more powerful weapons you actually cannot buy with real money. You're not allowed to. Got all kinds of things here. And there's lots to do once you have a clan. Obstacle courses, dueling. PvP is not that big in this game, and it's not that important. So if you're looking for that, you're probably not going to want to play this game for the PvP stuff. And 3 of the Warframes are actually here, which is Zephyr, Volt, and Banshee. But there's a lot that is hidden away, kind of in nooks and crannies of the game. But the main thing you're going to want to start with is getting some friends together, or by switching to online mode, just going into your first mission and it'll match you up with a party of 4. And then just running through all these missions. Specifically for Apollodorus, if you don't have a full party, I wouldn't suggest running it. Because Apollodorus is a survival mission which is really meant for 4 people, or else you're not going to have that great of a time. But everything else, I'd say you can solo pretty easily. I'll have another video that explains all the match types and what you can do with that kind of stuff, and certain special things on the star chart. If you like this video, let me know in the comments. And if there's something I didn't explain that you need more explanation on, I'd be super happy to make another video on that. Or if there's anything that you have questions about, I'll probably answer you in the comments even. So, like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to me if you think I'm awesome. Thanks.